Hi, so I wanted to share a bit more of my processes with you here on Instagram and YouTube, and so I thought I'd do a little video just to show you how I begin. And this is, by the time I get to the page or the paper, this is a toothed pastel matte paper. That's brilliant for soft pastel. There's a lot of work that's already gone on behind the scenes, and if I turn the camera a little bit, you can see I've got my reference photographs all pinned up, which have taken time to gather and think about. And I've also been looking at composition and sorry, try and click that in, it's better. So I've been looking at composition, how I want this to look and feel, tuning into the beautiful fox and the oak tree, and also Carnunus, who features in this. And at the moment I thought I was going to add a fox glove in as well, but I'm not sure yet, so I'm just going to see. I haven't added it in yet, but I'm just going to think some more about that. So I've done an awful lot of work. I've done some sketching, which you can probably just see over my shoulder there, just to get a sense of how I want it to come together. And I've cut it square because I think that will make it a really nice, a nice symmetrical feel for the symmetrics of the beautiful red fox. And so what I've done, I use a little, teeny little, that's just a teeny little piece of a narrow soft pastel in white, because you can cover this quite well with soft pastel. So rather than you'd use, say, pencil on paper, which is also a bit of an art, you have to do it so that you can remove it so you can't see it once you've started working on it. So I've just this is all completely by eye. I never copy over, I don't project, I don't use grid. It's just my personal choice. I want to have a connection with the beings that I'm working with, and I want to get better and better at being able to create the right scale without having to do any adjustments. And I find that really important, which also means that mine aren't exact copies. They're not photorealism, they're not exact colour matches even, but I go very much on what I feel and what resonates with me. So it's, for me as a Celtic wildlife artist, it's all about the connection to the animal, the species, who they are, what beautiful energy and wisdom they want to share through this piece of art, through this visual representation, this energetic representation. So it isn't always going to be, perfect. Nature is perfect in its imperfection. Every single fox will be slightly different. Every single oak tree is unique. And the Celtic gods and deities I want to bring forward in my new collection, the Celtic Collection, are very, very important. So there's a lot of symbolic messaging and energetic messaging in here. So what I've done, I've just marked out the edge of this beautiful oak as one of the oaks that lives just literally round the corner up the lane from where we live here in South Derbyshire. And I'm going to make this quite soft focus because I want the focus to be on this beautiful fox. And in Celtic mythology, the fox is the spirit of the wild wood. So this beautiful vixen, who I've been watching from out of my studio window, trotting around in the field, literally, that I can watch and be in complete awe and love. This is to represent her spirit of living in a rural place in today's world, where there isn't really a great deal of space left for these beautiful beings. Most foxes now are forced into cities and suburban life, which is very hard for them and not very good for them, and causes human and human conflict with them as well. And so here's a wild countryside vixen who's doing her best to raise young every year and to live and survive and thrive in a very troubled landscape. And then over her shoulder is the Celtic deity called Carnunus. Obviously I've not drawn him in yet, but I've just dotted out where I want him to be. I don't know if you can see from here. Let's see if I can grab Carnunus, which incidentally hasn't been treated well at all by Christianity. They decided that Carnunus was the devil, which according to ancient Celtic traditions and beliefs, Carnunus couldn't be further from the truth. He is the lord of the wild woods, and his role is to ensure the continuing balance of nature, the life cycles of all species and all life forms in the forest, in the woods, and to make sure that it is optimal. So I'm going to place a representation, my representation of him into this space, and he again will be in soft focus so that you can focus your attention predominantly. Your eye will be drawn to the beautiful vixen, and then you will see that she is listening to the Lord of the Wild Woods, and as the spirit of the Wild Woods she can then, if you know how and you have the respect and the understanding and the connection that takes time and practice and dedication and love, you can hear her wisdom from the Lord of the Wild Woods to your own heart and soul. So there's a lot going on in this piece. I may place a vague image of a foxglove. I might not, I'm not sure, because this is all going to be, this is all forest, woods, so it's going to be very muted and out of focus, because as I say, I want her to have the limelight. So there you go, that's the first piece. I'm going to carry on now with Carnunus and sketch him in, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the image of Carnunus when I've created that. So I hope you've enjoyed listening to that. If you've got any questions, then just do comment or direct message me. I'd love to hear from you, and thank you very much for your interest.